Hey, welcome to A Simple Life. This is Cal, and today we're going to move all this wood that we have. There's some over there on the other side of the creek up to Herman's to split it. I'm going to split a little here with an axe. I just finished putting a new handle on this old axe head and sharpening it up, and took my time to set it right, get it the best I could. We'll see how she does over the next 6 months or so. I'm pretty hard on my axes because I do split with them, and then I take them back and pop some bark off, break some limbs off, and I find over about a year I usually destroy them. Anyways, the boys are gonna pull the truck up and we're going to load this all up. I'm gonna split some of it just so we have a little down here for right now, just in case we want to do a little fire. Not right now, it's 90 degrees, but maybe in the next couple weeks we'll do a little s'mores outside in the backyard with the kiddos. Thank you for joining us on A Simple Life. Okay, so the axe it's nice. I do like, and I've done this on my previous axes, and I'm gonna do it on this axe as well, and I'll show you why. What I like to do is I like to take a piece of sheet metal, real thin steel, and I'll form it to fit this area right here on the front, basically a little shield. So just a little bit of splitting I did there. I dinged up the front of this pretty good, and it wasn't because I was missing. Some of it's probably technique. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back in my shop, and I will probably form a little piece of sheet metal to go right on the front of that. I find it does help my splitting maul, or not splitting maul, my splitting axe I have up at Herman's. I did that to that one, and it's held up really well, really well. I'm gonna get this tuned up a little bit more, and you'll see it in the next, week or so. All right, well, we're gonna get all this wood loaded up, right, boys?
Yeah. Yep.
And then we're gonna get some popsicles. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so we're out here with Snow, our goat that has a abscess on her neck. Now, we're not sure if it's CL. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for it to be CL because of the fact that we have a really clean herd here. We don't bring in a bunch of goats on the property. We're not swapping out bucks with folks. And so it doesn't make a ton of sense, but we just sent out a culture to have that tested, and I'm going to try to treat it with formalin. The reason why I'm going to try to treat it with formalin is because I want to see how it works. I can't find a single video talking about how to treat an abscess, a CL abscess, with formalin on a goat. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. This doesn't mean this is what you should do. Go talk to your vet, because I'm not a vet, I'm just a vet on my farm. So there's the abscess. It's pretty much in the right spot for CL, but it doesn't make any sense for it to be CL. Anyways, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna roll the goat over and we're gonna get set up.
dead.
Yes, she's playing dead. Snow. Alright. Freaking goober. I killed her. I haven't even done anything yet.
I think she knocked herself out.
No, she didn't knock herself out. Alright. So the reason why I'm gonna drain some is because I don't want the formalin leaking out. I also don't want the formalin pressurizing this. So I'm gonna drain just a little out of this, the back end of this. Basically, what I'm gonna take out, I'm gonna put 3 cc in. Okay, so I took 3 cc or 3 ml, 3 cc out. So now I'm gonna get my formalin. So I got 3 ml. I'm gonna inject 3 ml. All right, so my camera died right as I was finishing up. But what I did was I put in 3 ml of the formalin right in parallel with the neck, but into the overall abscess. We're going to, now, the reason why you can use formalin, it mummifies the abscess. That's the idea behind this, is to mummify that abscess and to allow it to fall off, and then that pus doesn't get everywhere. So she is secluded. This is an area that our goats never go. This is my shop, and you know, where we put some farm stuff, quads and stuff like that. This is not an area that we ever have goats. So this is as excluded as I possibly can get her. And what will end up happening is I'll come in, and if she does test positive for CL, I'll come in and I will take everything, power wash it, and torch the ground underneath it. So this week we've been in the 90s all week long, and so every evening what we've been doing, because this pasture, they've torn this up but it goes farther back, every night when we've shown up, we've come and we've taken a 55-gallon drum of water and we let it drain down the side of the hill. And I have found that this works really good up here for 2 reasons. One reason is there's always a decent breeze coming out of these canyons, and the water drains down and makes these little like puddle lakes all the way down the hill. And then the pigs get in there and they do their business. You know, they get in and they enjoy themselves. Just so that way you know, this gray pipe, this was how Herman watered his garden from a spring that's up there in the past. So that's gonna get relocated. But anyways, I wanted to talk about, you know, when you're getting in the mid 90s to anywhere in the hundreds, how important it is to make sure that the pigs have some type of wallow and shade. They need the wallow and they need shade. And the shade cannot be a structure with 4 sides on it or 3 sides on it, because the breeze will not go through there. And I lost a really good sow that way because I didn't understand the importance of having shade, but not having it confined to having 3 sides. So I had a pig, we had a big wallow inside this old shelter. I thought it was great. I came out, and in the afternoon, they had a wallow in the morning, came out in the afternoon, and I had a dead pig. And so it was a real shame because she was a really, really good sow. She was amazing, very, very good. Almost as, well, probably better than Autumn. It was actually Autumn's mom. Anyway, so since then I have made a religious practice of making sure that I have shade and water, wallow, whatever, as well as water. So while they'll drink the wallow water, when we dump it out, you'll see they'll probably this pig will probably roll in it and maybe even drink some of it. This barrel has nice cool water in it, and it has a pig nipple on it right there, and you can see they've been drinking from it and using it to, you know, obviously cool off. Anyways, I figured I'd show you this. I wanted to talk about how important it was, you know, as we start getting these into summer. We're already in summer, but as you get deeper into summer, or if your weather is different than ours, it is so important in extreme weather, whether it's hot or cold, to make sure you have the proper shelter. And the proper shelter isn't always the, you know, a barn. Oftentimes a barn is not what your animal actually needs. Oftentimes what your animal needs is nature. It needs to be out there. It needs to be able to enjoy nature. It needs to have the diversity of what grows on the land, as well as the different types of shade. You know, you end up having multiple types of shade. You have a speckled shade, you know, underneath a tree. Then you have like a deeper shade that's a little deeper into the woods. We get that in some of these ravines, where that area never gets sun. Like literally, it doesn't get sun ever. It doesn't matter how the sun moves. That area just doesn't get direct sunlight. It's all ambient light. And so that means that the area stays really cool. The ground is cool. All they have to do is just slightly turn the ground, and they get nice cool air conditioning to lay against. So that for me is really important to understand what the animals need. And we'll go up and we'll look at the goats. The goats have a really different grazing pattern during this type of weather. Let's go take a look. Anyways, I wanted to talk about how these guys change their grazing when we get this hot weather. I will come up here during the day and there will not be a single goat in sight up here. There will not be a single goat in sight anywhere. They'll be all gone. I'll come up in the evening and they won't be here. They'll be grazing up to here. Typically, as I've shown you guys on other videos, other days, typically they're up here. They're languishing up here. They're just chilling, they're relaxing, you know, just enjoying themselves. But not right now. Not right now. So. All right, well, I'm gonna go see if that other goat has its head stuck in the fence. We haven't had a goat with its head stuck in the fence in a while. So let's go take a look and see what's going on. Let's see what we got down here. Nah, he's not on the fence. He's just down in the woods. I need to get down here with the mower. So you can see, they've been working this area. They've been working it really, really, really good. And you can see how this looks. Oh, here you go. These are the first blackberries. I think these are called the king blossom, the kingberry. It's the first one. See how a lot of these pods have. Wow, pretty good. This property has so much potential. It is just, I mean, just ripe with food and opportunities to not only to grow really healthy food, because it's at the top of the hill and it's got water. So you're top of the hill and you got water. Well, water, but I mean, there's some springs. I figured with the fact that we're on top of the hill, it doesn't make any sense not to take advantage of that and start growing the way we want to. Nobody else's stuff is gonna flow down on us. Somewhere underneath here is a huge reservoir of water. And when I say huge, it's gotta be pretty stinking big, because down a ways, I mean, it's still on this hill, but down a ways, they got 100 gallons a minute well. They're not using it, but they drilled it. And Herman's got a 15 gallon a minute well by his house. So, and there's springs. There's probably 4 springs around here that are just, they just go year round. Delicious spring water. So, all right, thank you so much. Me and the boys really appreciate you joining us on and letting us share our story with you. And so does Merle. Merle just came back from getting his dinner. But we're gonna pick some berries and then we're gonna go home and enjoy ourselves and get cleaned up because I think we have more dirt on our faces probably than it's on the ground. Please hit that notification bell and like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you on the next A Simple Life.
Yeah, it's true. We will.